Hola, hola, chicos y chicas.
Hola.
Mis compañeros del grado noveno. ¿Vale? ¿Cómo estáis hoy? 0 a 5, ¿cómo estáis? Muchísimos. Excelente. Muy bien. Estoy un poco enferma hoy. Está aquí, pero vamos a seguir. Está bien. Okay, I know that over spring break, the lack of practice maybe lost a little bit of Spanish, so for today we're going to continue in English. But we're going to be reading a poem today. We've been talking a lot about identity in this class. That's our thematic unit theme. So the poem that we're going to read is about the identity of one person. But first I'm going to tell you a little story. So when I was in high school, my best friend Alyssa decided she wanted to make our senior year a little different. So every Friday, she would dress up kind of funny. So it would be Monday, normal clothes, Tuesday, normal clothes, Wednesday, normal, Thursday, normal. Friday, she'd come in with a sweater like completely full of feathers. Like, okay, cool. The same thing next week, normal, 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 normal. And she'd have a Victorian ball gown on. I was like, okay, Alyssa. People would look at her. I thought it was kind of weird. I didn't know why she was doing it. And over the course of the year, I came to realize that those Fridays, she wasn't deviating from her identity. That was a part of who her identity was. So by the end of the year, I was kind of on board. And one of her grand finales was she wore a wedding gown to school. And she had a big wedding ceremony during lunch. And you're saying, Senora, and you're lying. But I am not lying. And I was her bridesmaid. So, okay, but what does this have to do with reading? So sometimes I feel like when I'm reading, I kind of do the same thing. I'll be reading along, and I understand most of the words. Okay, got it, got it, got it. I don't get to a vocabulary I don't know. I go, oh, okay, I'll skip it. I'll keep going, read another word, another word, another. I'll get to another one. I'll skip it. But you can't do that, right? Because those vocabulary words you don't know are still a big part of the whole meaning of the piece. Just like Alyssa's Friday dress was part of who she was. We have to actually address those words we don't know. So, in the poem we're going to be reading, there's going to be a lot of words that we haven't seen yet. The poem that we're reading is actually by Trinidad Sanchez Jr. He was born in the United States, but he's very much known for his bilingual writing, bilingual poetry. So, we're going to take a look at the words first that we're going to see. We're going to go through them for pronunciation. And then we're going to do a little brainstorming on what we think they might mean. So let's just look at the words first. Some of them maybe you know already. Some of them may be weird to you. So let's just go through, and we're going to just repeat after me for pronunciation so we can use these words. Okay. La costumbre.
La costumbre.
La moda.
La moda.
La promesa.
La promesa.
La vieja.
La vieja.
La chica.
La chica.
Mamacita.
Mamacita.
Muy bien. Macho.
Macho.
Y dos frases, two phrases. Buscan la atención.
Buscan la atención.
And sepa yo.
Sepa yo.
Muy bien. Okay, so what I want you to do first is in your Explore groups, talk for about 90 seconds. Do you recognize any of these words? Do you know what they mean? Can you make a guess? And then we're going to actually look at the poem, look at them in context, and fill out our vocabulary overview guide to try to understand them more fully. So take about 90 seconds and just talk about which ones you think you might have a good guess for.
I teach concept, especially like art.
No, that's like the opposite. Yeah. It likes it a lot. It's not a problem. It's okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to introduce It's difficult. Like custom.
Would you say if I go, what's up? Say if I go.
Okay, I want 3 good guesses of what you think 3 of them might be. Or just give me one. I want 3 different guesses from some. Yes.
Is that, can I have your attention?
Very good. Very close. You have a partner?
La Chica, is that a female?
Yeah. Have you heard that one before?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're good at our knowledge. Yes.
Is La Moda like fashion?
And that's, how did you get to that?
In German, fashion is mode, but it isn't a German word. They borrowed it, I think, from French. So.
Very cool. See, what you guys are already doing is you're starting to make connections from things you already know. And that's going to be part of the vocabulary overview guide. But right now, I just want to read through this poem. And kind of like the story that I gave you guys before, it's about why people wear the things that they do. So I would like one brave voluntario who wants to try to read. If you get stuck with any of the words, I will help you. Megan, thank you.
Sepa yo, maybe por costumbre, maybe porque es la moda, or they have made promesas, maybe for some vieja, for cosmetics, or because some women love it, because they were on sale. Maybe they are egocentric y buscan la atención, because la chica selling them was so mamacita, and they could not refuse. Maybe to tell you they are free, innovative, avant-garde, and liberated. Maybe because of the full moon. Maybe because one earring is cheaper than 2. Maybe to keep the women guessing and the men on their toes. Maybe to separate themselves from los machos. Why do men wear earrings on one ear? Sepa yo.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the vocabulary overview guide, which gives you a structured way to look at your vocabulary. Instead of just looking at the definition and forgetting it, we're going to make clues that relate the definition to the word. So I've already set this up for you. And what you want to do the first time you do vocabulary overview guide is set up categories for your words. So what I've done for you here is I've set up sustantivos, which are nouns, adjetivos, adjectives, and then frases or phrases, because that helps me organize my thought. When I see a new word and I don't even know what part of speech it is, I want to know how to use it. You can do other categories if you're doing another piece of writing. It could be descriptors, or names, or you can give different categories to them. So then what I've done is I've given you the word, palabras, word. What you're going to fill in next is the pista, which is the clue. So the pista is your connection from the word to the definition. So let's do this one together so I can demonstrate it. So the first word that I came across was costumbre. And I looked that up, and I found that it means, por costumbre means habitually. So I'm going to write that down here, habitually. And then I think, okay, how do we make a connection from costumbre to habitually? Well, I look at the word costumbre and had a couple thoughts. I thought maybe it means costume, maybe it means custom. And that sparked something. Okay, so when you do something by custom, customarily, That's kind of the same thing as doing it over and over again, like habitually. So my connection there is the word custom, or by custom. So, and what I will hope that we can all do by the end of the semester is be making these definitions all in Spanish. So right now we're doing them in English, but I'd like you to be able to work toward defining these words in Spanish as well. So, what I'm going to have you do now is in your groups, go through and use whatever resources you need to look up definitions of the words, and then try to make a connection between what you already know and the definition. Remember that I am also a resource. Ask me for help if you can't find any definitions. And I think we're going to have you guys start staggered. So if this group could start with la moda, guys start with promesas, vieja, chica, mamacita, and macho, and buscar la atención, the back, and then keep working together. So you have a couple minutes now to work? Yes. Because it doesn't have So the verb comes from saber, which means to know. But it's in the subjunctive. So it's like, it's a way of saying like, well, I don't know. Or like, as far as I know, it could be any of them.
Oh,
So it doesn't really have translation.
It's not like.
Okay. Yes, girl.
Yeah.
I wish I went to yeah. I don't know what my clue would be. I think some of the sticky measures were
I was looking at like
Yeah.
I was like, I learned more than my
Go above and beyond.
I think she's actually embarrassed.
I can listen to it. No, I'm just kidding. I can't write that down. It's like a stage
never tried it.
Sorry, my nose is. Sorry, I hate my nasals. People always like.
If you'll notice on the sheet, I also gave you some blank spaces. So the words that you decided that you need to look up and research for yourself, that's what those are for. And the next time we do a vocabulary overview guide, I'm going to be asking you to select the words that are most important to you.